All right. Yeah, guys, welcome to the VIX Master session.
Recording in progress.
This is the VIX Master here. We just started our session. Okay, this is our trade that we took that was successful. So now we reanalyze. Yeah, we check for more potential we check for potential buyers, whether the market will go down, whether the market will go up. So what we wanna learn about today is basically planning. Planning is the most important thing now in the market. If we check the market, it's in a channel. So what do we call this channel? It's an ascending channel, which is a bearish signal, because if market comes from this point to this point and then creates this channel, then it means the market will break to the downside, because an ascending flag pattern is a bearish pattern that always breaks down. So if it's like this, then it's going to break down like this, because it always does this and then breaks to the downside. So market has rejected this major level. It's going to break to the downside. So we're expecting market to come to this point here. So that is our planning. So what we're gonna do now here, we see that market broke this level. And closed below. Now we're gonna wait for a pullback into this area before taking this sell. So if that doesn't happen, then market just pushes down to this area. We're gonna look for counter trend. I hope you understand. And if that doesn't happen also, we're gonna look for something that's gonna be like this. The market breaks, retests, then we enter in this area to this area. So it's all about planning. Because if you don't plan, then you will never know what's gonna happen. Because let's say if we get that on this area is where market might reject and turn back right here. So these are the areas we have to look for, and we're looking forward to seeing if the market rejects on those levels. Because if price comes back into this area, then you look for a pattern here, a double top to the downside. So basically what I'm saying is that before you check all those things, you have to know what is the pattern that has formed, and you have to know what that pattern what has that pattern did in the previous data. So if you know that this pattern goes like this, then you know that it's gonna break down. So let's just check if we can find any examples of what I'm talking about. Let's see if we can find any examples of what I'm talking about here. So let's check on the market to see what we can look at. So here we are, guys, on this area. So what I was saying is that if market comes from the downside, if market comes to the downside, and then it forms a flag pattern. This is a flag pattern. This is a flag right here, and then market forms something like this, and then it consolidates inside that inside that flag. It always breaks to the downside. So flag patterns, ascending flag patterns, always break to the downside. So this is always going to happen. If it's a descending flag pattern, then it's going to be like this. Then it's descending, descending, descending. Then it breaks to the upside. These things, they occur most of the times in the market, and always in the market. And if it's a reversal, then it's going to be like this, going to come down, then consolidate in a straight way, like a wave, and then this one will break to the upside. It's different. And if it comes from the downside, it's going to consolidate like this, equally so, and then breaks to the downside also. So these are the things that we need to learn, and these are the things we need to teach our eyes to see. If we train our eyes to see these things, we will never miss them in the market. So back to the current market that we are facing now. Back to the current market, as I was saying, we have this flag pattern which we were just riding along all along in the premium. So what I'm trying to say is that we do have that now. Market came down into these areas. We have a high, we have a low now. So price formed a ascending flag pattern. Price formed an ascending flag pattern. So you have a high point and you have a lower point. So price trades inside these two areas to ascend. So what does that mean? It means that price is going into an ascending flag pattern which will break to the downside. So as I've said before, if price comes down and then gives you an ascending flag pattern, where does that price go? Price will break to the downside. But if price comes from down to the upside, and then the descending flag pattern goes down like this, then where does that price go? It goes to the upside. This is what we see now on this current market. So what does this tell us? It tells us we need to plan now. It tells us that we need to plan for what might happen in future now. We're looking to plan for the future now, because of already we have an information of what is happening in the market. We have our resistance, we have our support. So if price, you have to always have two scenarios. Now on this current price, as we've said before, we said if price pulls back into this area, if price pulls back into this area, then we're going to look for a pullback, a double top, and we sell to this area. So the reason for that is because price has broken the lows. Price has broken this flip zone. This is a flip zone. Price here did this, came, pulled back, and break. So now price gave us a triple top here to show that it is rejecting. So now this area here where price is at, we call it a flip zone now. So this is a signal of saying price will drop because of it gave us triple tops that didn't surpass each other, like giving us higher highs and higher lows. So it gave us something like this, which is a triple top, which is a sign of saying price is exhausting. The exhaustion of the price at an area of value, at resistance of a horizontal line and a resistance of a trend line, which is a valid sell movement. So here, what we're gonna wait for, because we already waited and waited, we didn't enter immediately. We're gonna wait for this price to pull back into these areas, then we go down. So if price doesn't do that, that's why I'm saying you always have to plan ahead and have two scenarios. Now, as we check the price is here. It's at this level. It doesn't show us any buy signals here, any reason to buy in this area. We don't have the reason to buy in this area at all. The only reason where we can look for buy signals is around this area. So most people, what they do wrong, they want to trade in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of no man's land. You don't trade in this area. You just let the market do what it does. Even if you feel like market is going to go to this area, don't ever place a trade in these areas. You place an area where there is an area of value, or here it's also an area of value, or you're going to place your trade here. Only these three spots, that's where you're going to find your high probability trades. You're not going to lose a lot of money in these areas. But if you're forcing trades and you want to trade in these middle areas like these, you're going to lose a lot of money, because you don't know whether the trade is going to come back to the major level and pull back down, or you don't know whether the price will just keep dropping from here. So planning is the most important thing in trading, and it's the most how can I put it? It's the most difficult thing to do as a trader. Most traders don't trade. As you see now, current market, people just look at this big candle and say, oh fuck, market is gonna go down, let's sell here. You are wrong. You can't sell there because of you just see a strong bearish candle and you want to sell. That's not the reason to do it. You have to wait patiently for market to give you valid reasons to come to these areas again. You see, from here, price needs to pull back like this, come from these areas. Then you look for double tops, then you're gonna sell. Very nice, very nice. So this is one of the things that most people don't know, and most people refuses to learn. So here we're looking at a strong sell signal because of this rejection here, and then it's at an area of value, and then it's at an area of value because of the horizontal line, it's our resistance, and the trend line is also our resistant trend line, and price rejected there. So which means that price can do this, come back and retest it again before it drops, and form that descending flag pattern like this to the downside. So this is basically what we need to look for. So let me just try and check on the 4 hour so that we can see what we're looking at. On the 4 hour, on the 4 hours, what we're looking at also is a similar thing, just a different view. So here, as we can see, price dropped from here, price dropped, came into these areas. Now price is showing that it's consolidating. So on that smaller time frame, we saw that price is in an ascending channel, which will break to the downside to reach this level. Because of why we have a high here, we have a low, only one low. So here we have two lows. So in order for this market to complete a consolidation, it needs to come back to this area to retest it again to see whether it's a strong area or not. And if it's not a strong area, market will break. But it's imminent and it's gonna happen that price drops to this area because of it needs to test whether all the buyers in this area are refusing the sellers to sell on this area. So it's just a matter of understanding these concepts. We've got a high here, we've got a high here, we've got a low here. We need to have another low here to complete a consolidation. And if this consolidation is going to happen, it's going to be like this, and then it's going to happen like this, consolidate, consolidate. Remember, this is on a higher time frame, right? Then it's going to break to the upside because this is what market does always. It trends, it accumulates, and then it trends again. This is the pattern that market does this. It always does this. Always. You can check it wherever and whenever. Market always does this. Every single time it does that. So it's just a matter of understanding it. So I'm here to just guide you and teach you about these things so that even when you see them on the market, you don't miss them, because this is a very important thing to learn. Imagine now I'm on a higher time frame, but I'm already looking at possibilities. I'm not just looking at the current market. What is the current market doing? I'm looking at the overall picture of the market. So, but I'm looking at the recency of the market, the recent data of the market. I'm starting from the higher point, the recent one, and I'm looking at the lower point, a recent lower point also. So you don't have to look at the whole thing. You don't have to look from back there. No, you look at the recent things. You just look at the first high and the first low. So what does this tell us? It tells us market was trending down. Now market is doing what? Is consolidating. I hope you guys still understand me. Now on this high and on this low, we've got support and resistance. Now we have a second high that has rejected already. This one has rejected already. So we're expecting this market to do this, to come to this area, to reject here, to complete a double touch, where now we will know whether the buyers are stronger or the sellers are stronger. This will be tested again. This area will be tested again, no matter what happens, because of it's already completing a consolidation. Because of market was trending down here. So now it has to accumulate. It has to accumulate to see whether if the buyers are stronger or the sellers are stronger. As I was illustrating here, it's going to happen like this, then like that. Always it happens like that. But here it's on a higher time frame where I'm showing you this, because of you have to understand it from a bigger picture. So when I'm taking you back to a lower time frame, you will see it on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour we are here, so that you can understand what I'm trying to tell you. On the 1 hour we are here. So here it's where we look at it in a way where we didn't see it on the higher time frame. So on the lower time frame we have a channel. This channel, as I've said, it's like this, and then we have a flag, ascending flag pattern, and then it's gonna break to come and retest this level to give us 2 touches on this level. We have this other touch here, we have this other touch here. this whole thing completes a consolidation. So after this market reaches here, we're going to expect it to go back higher and higher and higher. Because of why? It came down, it came down, it came down. Now, market is doing what? Consolidating, consolidating. And then we're going to expect proper higher moves now that are going to explode to the upside. Because of why? The market is accumulating here. These are buyers that are fighting to push the market high or push the market low. And then everyone doesn't want to pass this price. No one wants to pass this price. No one wants to pass this price. And no one wants to pass this price here. So we're going to have a signal from here now soon. If this pullback happens and goes down, we're going to have a signal here for sell soon, soon, soon. We're going to have a signal right there. So keep in mind that I'm waiting for price to come back here, to pull back, and then we're going to drop with it. We're going to have a proper trade here, and then we're going to wait again to see what market does in these areas. If we get proper buy signals, we're going to pull a swing trade from here to the upside. I hope you guys are following. Are you with me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, Joseph. Thank you, man. But I hope you guys have heard me. I don't know if you guys have questions that you'd like to ask. Okay. Let's proceed then. Because we still have like 4 minutes left on the live Zoom meeting. So basically what I'm trying to show you here, guys, is structure. So when you know structure, you will never miss trades, because of you know what to expect when something like this happens. Because this is a consolidation here. As you look at it, we have a resistance that is rejecting here, and we're gonna have a support that's gonna reject on the low. So don't look for buy here. You say you wanna buy. No. Regardless of if price, the only buy that you can look for, let me show you the only buy that we're gonna look for if it happens. The only buy that we're gonna look for is here. Is here. This is the only buy that we're gonna look for. If price comes down here and then it gives us rejection, and then we have a engulfing candle here, then we wanna buy. What are we going to buy? Which level are we going to buy to? We're gonna buy to this level. So you have to know that these are the two things to look at. Price to come to this level and reject here. Price to pull back and break and reject here. Those are the only things to look at. You don't have to trade in the middle of nowhere. You don't place trades here. You don't know where the market is going to go. So now, these are the three areas. Here is where we're going to place trades. Here is where we're going to place trades. Here is where we're going to place trades. This is the simplest thing to look at. So even if you can mark it like this on your charts, so that when you don't forget about it, you just mark, this is where I'm going to place a trade, this is where I'm going to place a trade, and this is where I'm going to place a trade. This will help you. This will help you in your trading. You will never force trades. You will never be in a hurry to get into a trade here prematurely. You will never feel the need to enter a trade now, because of you already planning and saying, I'm not going to enter in the middle of nowhere. The only areas I'm going to enter is 1, 2, and 3. Those are the possible areas I'm going to look for trades. If you set up this like this, trust me, you're not going to lose. You're not going to blow your account. You will never blow your account. Because of if you enter as you have planned, if you've entered here, you've put your stop loss here, and then price do this, and then it takes you out, then you know that you were wrong. You don't force it, you know that your setup was wrong. Then you look for other possibilities. Price did that and took me out. Now I'm gonna look for a retest and then a double bottom, and then I'm going high. Those are the things you should do. You plan ahead. You plan with what the market gives you. You don't go with feelings. You don't go with, I feel like the market is gonna do this. I feel like this is gonna happen. You don't feel in the market. You have to do what the market is showing you to do. Because people are feeling here now as we speak. There are many people blowing their accounts now as we speak in this area. There are many people blowing their accounts because of they want to sell here, because of they see this big bearish candle, and then they say we're selling here. You don't do that. Price can still come back to the area and then go down. That's why you find when you trade, you enter here a sell, price takes you stop loss out, then goes down. Then you say, I saw this trade, why did it do this? It's because you entered prematurely. You entered wrongly. The area you're supposed to enter was here in this box. This is the area where you're supposed to enter. So I hope you guys are still with me. Yeah, you can ask me. You can ask anything.
The first question is, man, I like the appearance of the meta thing, the way it is, because when I use mine and compare to yours, it's slightly different. How do you set this one in white like that? You can able to draw those lines like that. The other concern that I have is that I don't know now, with these things that we are attending with you, I believe there are some people who paid money and they say free goods. But when I'm checking those things, like for example, one of the way you conducted, I believe that you are passing the secret to us. But I find myself that with the challenge that what is the need of paying for this thinking of mentorship? If these things that we are talking about here is likely to be related to the free people. The same thing that we are protecting here, because once we finish with this one, obviously you are going to deposit it on the free people. The people they will learn what these things say.
I hear you and I understand you, but I'm doing it because of I know that a lot of people they wouldn't understand it the way you guys would understand it, and then they wouldn't be even here to ask me questions. So to answer your question, your first question, you see this, you just press this, you go to properties here, and then when you see this property, you go to black and white here, black and white. It's gonna give your screen a black and white thing, and then you remove grid. The grid, you remove it. You say okay, fine, it's black and white. Then you do this, you remove this thing, the grid is off, you remove the volumes and ticks, you remove the trade history, then it's gonna look like this. And then these lines, okay, can you get to this menu? Can you get to this menu?
Yes.
Then go down here to property. Here, you see here. You go to property, you open it, it's gonna give you this screen.
Where's that screen? We can see it. Where's that screen? I want to see it.
Go to properties, you do this, you go here, down here, properties.
Yes, I got that one.
Then you're gonna see this this screen here. Then you go on this scheme. You see this scheme here. Then you make it black and white here. Because if you make it yellow, you see, you can make it yellow and black. You can make it green and black. You can make it color what the way you want. But you choose black and white. Then you say okay.
Master?
Yes, yes.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
It seems like there's a problem. When you are demonstrating that one, we can't see what you are doing on the other side. Are you sure that you are sharing the screen?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see my screen now? Can you see it?
Yes, the white one I can see, but when you say property, go to the property, go to this one, we can't see any other thing. I don't know whether it's because it's already programmed or something.
Yeah, it's already programmed. Okay, it's fine. You know, I'll do a video for you. I'll do a YouTube video for you to just take you through it and you'll understand. I'll send it to you. All right. I think our session can end here. We'll have maybe another session on Saturday where we can just share more and more of these things so that you guys can understand what I'm trying to teach you, show you the easiest ways to trade and not use emotions. All right, guys. Thank you guys for attending the session. It was really nice having you. I'm looking forward to working more and more, guys, with you because you are a great team to work with. I highly appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you guys.
I hope some of the people that are going to watch the recording it's recorded this meeting.
Yeah, it's recorded, but as you've said, you don't want me to share it, then I'll keep it to myself.
No, you can send your PIP.
No problem.
We have 2 books, we have 3 books, isn't it? You can put it on those people who pay so that they can work, because I see that they are only
Okay.
some of the people, they are not their product.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll make it because of now. I feel like I'm making you guys feel like you've paid for something that other people don't pay for. So now I get it. It will just go to you guys.
Yeah, because we have also other mentors that is our service. Why should we give things to them as well?
Yes.
They are taking advantage. The reason why probably they are not even subscribed to the VIP product, they know the secret already.
Yes.
These are some of the information which everybody knows.
No problem, Joseph.
To be sensitive now to some of the people because we raised that concern. Yeah, so my power.
All right. No problem. Thanks, Raymond. Thanks for your attendance, man. Highly appreciate it.
Yeah. The next time will be managed.
Yeah, thanks, guys.